Chancellor, Mr. Robert Bermudez, Vice Chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Chair of the Campus Council, Ms. Sharon Christopher, Pro-Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal, Professor Brian Copeland, honorary graduates, university executives and other members of staff, fellow graduates, distinguished guests, valedictorians, good day. My name is Shaquille O'Neil Trotman, and it is indeed an honor and privilege to virtually deliver this year's valedictorian address on behalf of the Faculty of Medical Sciences. For this, I am eternally grateful. In my younger days, I could remember my grandparents always saying, we are living in some interesting times. Right here now, I will say to you, we are living in some interesting times. The reality is that the world has been plagued in times past with smallpox, yellow fever, SARS, swine flu, Ebola, and now in 2020, we are battling this global pandemic, COVID-19. As some politicians have highlighted, this is a war that requires a global effort. At the time of drafting this address, we would have recorded over 67 million confirmed cases, and sadly more than 1.6 million persons would have died globally. Locally, we recorded a bit over 7,000 confirmed cases and just over 122 deaths, all of which account for the very fact that our graduation is virtual. In a recently released Netflix show, the question was asked, if the gods are all-knowing and powerful, why do they allow devastation, hardship, and sickness to prevail? The response to that question was thought-provoking. It highlighted the fact that humankind has proven time and time again that they are their best when their backs are against the wall. They become innovative, they redefine their limits, and they come back swinging. It is for that reason that we have been able to invent a vaccine for the COVID-19 virus in record time. This is how I choose to look at the year 2020. We, the graduating class of 2020, have had only virtual farewells thus far. No celebratory parties at Club 51, no last pictures in front of the huge staircase, and no final send-offs into the world. For many of us, we had long dreamt of this final day, where we can gracefully walk across that stage decked in our blue robe and hood, as all eyes watch us collecting that red canister. But you know something? I have come to realize that the destination is not as important as the journey that got you there. The author J. Shetty, in his book Think Like a Monk, he told the story of Picasso, and yes, I do read books other than medical journals. One day Picasso was in the marketplace and a female villager walked up to him to get a sketch of herself done. He took about 15 minutes and indicated the price. The lady was flabbergasted and said, "You only took 15 minutes to get that done. Why so much?" Picasso said, "No, it took me 30 years to reach to the point of me sketching you in 15 minutes. This story teaches us two things. One, to value time, and two, it is the journey that matters. Graduates, the fact that we are sharing this opportunity here today means that we have survived a great academic ordeal. It means that we have conquered those difficult courses, RESP, oral diseases, mental health nursing, and all the allergies in the dictionary, especially pharmacology, which seems never ending. But like David, we persevered and conquered our Goliaths. In my own journey at arriving here today, there were many challenges. As difficult as it may have been at times, I'm the proud son of a taxi driver and homemaker. You see, my father's commitment to his responsibility to provide and my mother's caring hands truly prepared me for medical school, and dare I say it, prepared me for the world of work. As a generation, we have become so complacent. We are seldom grateful for the things we have grown so accustomed to having. We take for granted programs such as scholarships, GATE, health program, and operate as though it is a divine right, and really appreciate that us benefiting from these programs are off the backs, sweat, and tears of the previous generation. Though the easiest thing in life is to always criticize, let us find the courage to be grateful and say thank you. The reality is, where else in the world can a taxi driver and homemaker send their teenage son to medical school? My success here today, my speaking before you, is a tribute to Rhonda James and Alvin James for being the type of parents that any child will be proud of. Everyone who knows me prior to 2015 will know me to be shy and always doing things in the background. If 5 years ago you were to tell me that I'll be standing in this position here today, I would have told you no, not me. anybody but Shaquille. The University of the West Indies, to me, facilitated friendships that I know for a fact will last a lifetime. I distinctly recall a friend from St. Vincent commenting that she felt so loved and welcome here as a Caribbean student. So what I'm trying to say is that U is not just a building where learning takes place, but it's a place you can surely call home. We really had some memorable moments. We'd miss hearing the words of "Common things common" from Dr. Santo, or even from Uncle Yumi, "Brains and Beauty." Always seeing Charles in the foyer, getting smalls from Paul the lab tech, Miss Townsend's questions in PP3 sessions, rustling cows, to taking blood from fish, to being on the racetrack with horses, and even working on surgery for dogs. And who could forget Ori's dance performance at some faculty events? Upon reflection of our journey, we have lots to be grateful for. We owe our very existence and success to our Creator. We must also acknowledge our parents, guardians, family members, and well-wishers who form the strong pillar of support. To faculty staff members, we extend our sincerest gratitude for your patience and guidance over these past years. And kudos to those composers of those many seminars. Boy, these documents came in handy for me, especially preparing for Dr. Hannah Ryan's critical thinking sessions. So thank you. Colleagues, despite the untraditional nature, today is still our day. A day that represents the final scene in this act, but sets the stage for the next. We'll be known as the graduating class that entered a new frontier and conquered. My final message to you is this: life is not always smooth sailing. There will be some turbulence as well as some calm. The only guarantee we have is that there will be challenges in this story of life. But I challenge you to keep moving on. I hold it to you that you must summon the class of 2020 greatness in you and persevere. Offer to this world your God-given talent, and when you do leave your mark and leave this world in a better place than when you first found it. Dare I say that the members of the class of 2020 will one day become world-renowned pharmacists, optometrists, dentists, nurses, doctors of medicine, and doctors of veterinary medicine. We are the world's greatest. Allow me, therefore, to end as I began. I am Dr. Shaquille O'Neal Trotman, member of the latest generation of excellence to pass through these hallowed halls of the UWI Faculty of Medical Sciences. Graduates, class of 2020, congratulations, we did it. Thank you.